Appalachia is a region known for its stunning landscape and rich cultural history. However, it's often misunderstood with harmful misconceptions. One of these prevalent stereotypes is that the region's residents are all addicts. This ranges from everything from alcohol to widespread opioid use. However, not only is this stereotype harmful, but it's also inaccurate because it does not capture the entire story. It is deeply dehumanizing to these people because it portrays a narrow narrative that keeps on persisting. In this video, we're going to challenge and dismantle this stereotype by better understanding the root cause of the issue, particularly when it comes to drug use. Many Appalachians face this stigma and discrimination as a consequence of these inaccurate misconceptions about their drug use. So this is why we must understand the real story behind this issue.
Recently traveled to one of the hardest hit states, West Virginia. It has the highest death rate from drug overdoses in the country.
Media outlets propagate negative stereotypes of drug addiction in a variety of different ways. Some outlets describe babies in Appalachia as being born addicted. Many of these sources we consulted describe horrible cases of neonatal abstinence syndrome, which is when babies are born addicted. While the circumstances for this are discomforting, many of these cases identify every Appalachian woman based on these instances. This kind of portrays Appalachian people as women who cannot control their substance abuse and babies who are inherently addicted. Another popular stereotype is based off the opioid crisis. A Newswise article states that opioid-related deaths on average and by population have risen steadily in the Appalachian region from 2018 to 2021 across all geographic areas. While this hurts the region, it also magnifies depictions of addiction. What people fail to take into account is what led to the opioid epidemic and how social and economic conditions were after the opioid epidemic.
Coal for the furnaces of schools and businesses, for the homes and farms, and the hungry steam locomotive.
The media fails to address socioeconomic issues that lead to drug addiction, because there is a connection between economic instability and drug use. Decades ago, the coal industry extracted all of the wealth out of Appalachia, leaving people without jobs and economic problems. This left the population more susceptible to using drugs as a response to the systemic economic challenges that they faced as a result of the coal industry extracting their wealth. This economic void led to a cycle of poverty and, in turn, addiction. Highlighting these issues helps us understand the Appalachian drug problem. Another contributing factor is the education level. According to the Association for Multidisciplinary Education and Research for Substance Abuse, rural substance use was the most common among young white males with low education level. There is a correlation between limited education and fewer job opportunities. The lack of jobs may contribute to hopelessness and despair leading to drug use. This cycle perpetuates drug addiction for those who struggle with mental health issues. In rural areas, access to opioids is high, but access to treatment is low. Opioids are widely available due to overprescription and illegal access. Conversely, treatment for drug abuse is very low in the area. There is a deficiency of healthcare in rural areas, which means there are barriers for Appalachians to seek help. This creates an environment that perpetuates a cycle of addiction. There is recovery to combat the issue of drug addiction. However, there needs to be accurate portrayals of drug abuse in Appalachia for the recovery to occur. The misrepresentation the media represents leads to stigmatization. It creates the idea that Appalachia is defined by drug addiction. An accurate description of Appalachian drug use needs to highlight the complexity of its issues. There are recovery programs like the Appalachian Regional Commission's initiatives and local efforts like Operation Unite trying to solve these issues. There are many consequences of the misconceptions. They overshadow the experience of the people and other complex issues that contribute to the crisis. Understanding harmful narratives is important because they shape public perception, influence lawmakers' decisions, and affect the lives of people living in the region. This representation ignores the nature of addiction and ignores the important issues that affect the region, such as economic challenges and historical imprints that affect the region. It reduces the multitude of factors that have played a role in this crisis. The narrative simply focused on drug addiction and nothing else. It overlooks the efforts to rectify the issues. Furthermore, characterizing a region to be plagued by a drug crisis is harmful. Essentially, the stigmatization of Appalachians as drug addicts hinders policy decisions and neglects the true root causes of the issue, socioeconomic factors. In conclusion, media often generalizes Appalachians as drug addicts. These generalizations are often false and ignore the socioeconomic factors and other reasons for the addiction. While it is essential to address the Appalachian drug issues, it's also important to understand these causes. So challenging these stereotypes creates an accurate understanding of the region and environment where we can start targeting the root causes and making Appalachia a better place.